Is there no man here for me to speak to?
There are many men here, but I am 𝐒𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴, Queen of Sheba,
and you will speak to me.
In a time before empires rose and fell, before maps drew borders between lands and bloodlines, there was a queen whose name echoes through the corridors of three great worlds, Africa, Arabia, and the Holy Land. Her wisdom rivaled kings, her beauty inspired poems, her journey changed the destiny of nations. This is the legend of the Queen of Sheba. Sheba, a land veiled in mystery and bathed in sunlight, stretched across what we now know as Ethiopia, Eritrea, and parts of Yemen. It was a kingdom of towering mountains, vast deserts, and golden coasts. Rich in incense, gold, and sacred oils, Sheba was a place of elegance and power. At its heart ruled a woman like no other, 𝐒𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴, the Queen of Sheba. 𝐒𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴's presence was legendary. Her skin shone like bronze under the African sun, her gaze could silence the boldest of warriors, and her mind, sharp as a blade, was celebrated across the known world. She was beloved by her people, feared by her enemies, and respected by kings. A ruler of justice and wisdom, she governed with strength and grace. She was no ordinary sovereign, she was a force of destiny. One day, word reached her throne. Traders and scholars from distant lands arrived at her court, bearing more than rare spices and silks. They came with stories of a man, a king in a land called Jerusalem. A man said to be wiser than all the sages of Babylon and Egypt combined. His name was Solomon.
I come from Solomon, king of Israel.
They said he could speak with authority on all things, law, nature, the heavens. They claimed that his judgments brought peace, his voice held power, and his God was unlike any god ever known. The queen listened. Again and again she asked them, "Is this true?" They answered, "Yes, my lady, he is like no other man." 𝐒𝐴𝐻𝐿𝐴 was not a woman ruled by rumors. But you know, something stirred in her heart. Was it curiosity? Was it the search for wisdom? Or something deeper, ancient and divine? She did not speak of it at first. But night after night she walked alone beneath the stars, asking questions only the heavens could hear. Then one morning she rose from her throne and summoned her court. With a voice that echoed through marble halls, she declared, "I shall go to Jerusalem. I will bring gifts that honor a king and questions that challenge the mind. If this Solomon is wise, let him prove it before the Queen of the South." And so began the journey that would change history. Her caravan stretched as far as the eye could see, camels heavy with gold, onyx, and rare spices. Soldiers marched alongside musicians, priests, and advisors. The journey took months, across deserts and rivers, over mountains and valleys, through lands both hostile and strange. But nothing would stop her. When she arrived in Jerusalem, even the people of Israel were struck by her majesty. They had heard of her, yes, but none had imagined such presence. Draped in fine linens, adorned in gold and jewels from the heart of Africa, she stood before King Solomon unshaken, unbowed, and Solomon was captivated. Here stood a queen, equal in power and wisdom, unmatched in grace. They greeted one another not as strangers but as peers, and thus began the trial of wisdom. The queen asked her riddles, some playful, others profound. She asked, "What lives without breath, grows without roots, and dies when it drinks?" Solomon smiled. "Fire," he replied. She tested him with matters of the stars, the law, the body, the soul, and each time he answered without falter. But it was not just answers he gave, it was understanding. His words did not simply prove knowledge, they revealed depth, and the Queen listened. She had not come to defeat him. She had come to find truth. And perhaps in Solomon she had found it. The two spoke for days. They dined beneath the olive trees, walked among the pillars of the great temple, and shared secrets few dared to speak. Solomon spoke of his God, Yahweh, the one and only. 𝐒𝐞𝐬 had worshipped the sun, the moon, and the stars, but this was different, one God above all, eternal and holy. His words stirred her spirit. And then came a night remembered in legend, beneath the stars of Jerusalem, with the scent of frankincense in the air and the moon casting silver across the land. Solomon and 𝐒𝐞𝐬 sat alone. What passed between them only the heavens know, but it is written in the sacred Ethiopian texts that on this night their bond became more than one of minds. From this union a child was conceived. The Queen returned to Sheba, changed in body and soul. She no longer walked alone beneath the stars in search of answers, for now she carried a living one within her, a son whom she named Menelik, meaning son of the wise. When the boy came of age, 𝐒𝐞𝐬 sent him to Jerusalem to meet the father he had never known. Solomon welcomed him with joy and offered him the throne of Israel. But Menelik refused. He chose instead to return to his mother's kingdom, to rule in Ethiopia as a bridge between two worlds. Solomon, proud of his son's courage, sent him with a blessing, and, according to Ethiopian legend, something more. It is said that the Ark of the Covenant, the sacred vessel that held the 10 Commandments, was taken by Menelik and his companions. Some say it was with Solomon's consent, while others believe it was taken in secret. But to this day the Ethiopian church guards a sacred relic said to be that very ark, hidden in the city of 𝐒𝐴𝐴𝐵. 𝐒𝐞𝐬 ruled beside her son for many years. Together they established a kingdom rooted in faith and strength. She led her people with wisdom, and when her time came she died peacefully, her name written into the stones of time. Her tomb, though lost to history, is said to rest beneath the hills of ancient Ethiopia. Her people mourned her for 40 days and nights, but her legacy did not die. It lived on in the bloodline of kings and queens, in scrolls and scripture, and in the songs of her people. For generations, Ethiopian emperors would trace their descent back to Solomon and the Queen of Sheba. The Lion of Judah roared through their veins, and her name, 𝐒𝐞𝐬, would be spoken with reverence, not just in Africa, but across the world. Today, the story of the Queen of Sheba still lives. In the ruins of ancient palaces, in the sacred chants of the Ethiopian Orthodox Church, in the scriptures of 3 great faiths, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. She is remembered not just as a woman of beauty, but of unmatched intellect, courage, and divine purpose. A seeker of truth, a queen of the south, a bridge between nations, and a light that pierced the darkness. And so, as the old saying goes, the Queen of the South shall rise. She shall rise in judgment with the generations, and she shall stand, not as myth, but as memory. 𝐒𝐞𝐬, the Queen of Sheba.